The comeback, the overtime win. What does it say about the Celtics? Is it a good thing that it seems like no deficit is really insurmountable, or is it a bad thing that they keep getting themselves into these holes and have to dig themselves out?
I would lean more toward the latter, Maggie. I think when you think about Game 1, they go down 16-0 to Washington. They obviously win that game double digits. Last night, they're down 7 in the fourth quarter. They win that game. For me, when you think about the playoffs, you can't keep putting yourselves in this position. You can't keep going down and then switching it back on. You go back to Chicago, they're down 2-0. At some point, it's going to hurt them. And I think when Washington goes home, if they don't split Boston, I think Washington's going to win the series because they played well enough to win each game. They haven't, but Washington is much better at home. Boston has struggled on the road. I like the Wizards in this series still.
Wow.
Because of what I've seen. They have an opportunity to win both those games. They don't get it done. But at home, they're going to even up the series and then really get it going.
That's interesting because, to me, the Wizards look completely shot at the end of that game.
They were tired.
They need to get bench production, don't they, in order to turn this around?
Well, that's been the story with Washington all year. Yeah. They don't have a lot of depth. And when you don't have a lot of depth in the playoffs, it will show. They only play 7.5 guys. They need more. They need a third scorer. Okay, Beal did not play well last night. Oubre is very inconsistent. Morris has been really bad in the playoffs. They need somebody other than John Wall. If Wall's going to get you 40 and 13, somebody else has to get you 20, 25. And that didn't happen last night.
What about the other end, though? Like, defensively, they're switching the pick and rolls against Isaiah Thomas. And when Gortat or Morris is coming out there, they are food in those situations. Why aren't they blitzing those?
I don't know why. And this is something that, they've struggled with all year, Washington. They don't guard the pick and roll very well. And it shouldn't be that case because Wall's really good. But I think what they have struggled with, to your point, Robin, is who's really going to guard Thomas? Is it going to be Wall? Is it going to be Beal? Can we put Porter on him? No. So at some point, they have to find an identity of just one guy's going to guard him, and they have to ice the ball screens. They haven't done it, and I think that's really killed them.
And, of course, everybody knows Isaiah Thomas's story this playoffs, but really, beyond that, in just a basketball sense, his story has been incredible this season in the fourth quarter with Boston. He's almost already achieved a little bit of a cult hero status.
He has. He's been so special. I know we want to talk about, like the all-time game and how this portrays or lays out. I think it's one of the best games in Celtics history. I mean, Havlicek scored 54 and 73. Bird scored a triple-double in 86 when they beat the Rockets. To me, this is the second best performance in Boston playoff history.